Hi everyone, this is Sheetal Sharma, and in this presentation we will talk about big data. What is big data, and it's how is it used in different sectors in today's world. Um, these are the topics that we would cover into our presentation. Different sectors that we would cover it, and let's see what is big data. So big data refers to the vast volume of data generated every second, which can be analyzed for insights. Understanding its definition and characteristic is essential for appreciating it. So let's start with big data's characteristic. These are a few important characteristic of big data. It is volume of data, velocity of data, variety of data, and veracity of data. Um, Volume is the size that is humongous for big data, and velocity of big data refers to speed at which data is generated and processed. So it is very high compared to every second an individual is creating a data. This presentation being created is also in a data, and guess the number of people doing the same, and this data has been stored. So this cannot be stored under traditional ways, so there is cloud that this data is stored into. Basically, velocity of data is the speed at which the data is being generated. Variety of data is emphasizes on various type of data that can include, say, a video or the population of a country, the bank accounts of the country, of the citizen, the illness or the healthy people. All these are data. These data, this is the variety in which, or many more, the variety of data. And what is veracity of data refers to the quality and accuracy of data that is being produced. So these are the characteristics of big data, and as the name suggests, it is huge, so it is big data. What are the sources of big data? Social media, sensors and IoT devices, and transactional data. Uh, some are online, some are offline, providing the valuable insight into the trends. It could be sales, it could be the active bank accounts or active transactions, online transactions. Everything is a data. Every information is a data. These are the few tools that are used in the analyzing the big data, that is Hadoop, Apache, NoSQL database. These are used to analyze and process big data. The first use that we would see of big data is into business and finances. So big data is transforming the business and finances sector by providing deeper insight into the customer behavior and market trends. Like application tends to better after the data has been provided to them, the application can better decide on what decision should they take according to the trends or data that they see. How does this help? This helps into marketing and personalizing the customer's need. Okay, let's see an example of how this happens. I surf on internet about a t-shirt. So, and then I search for a shirt, a formal shirt, and then I search for a blazer because I have to attend a seminar and I'm looking for appropriate clothing for it. So after the algorithm is being set on basis of my search history, these algorithm patterns have been learned by the machine and it would suggest me accordingly. Then it itself might suggest me formal shoes or formal bags, that office bags that would go with it. And this is how it works. And how does it helps? in marketing, I am looking for a formal shirt. I would look for some preferences. I might want to look for a silk shirt instead of a cotton shirt, and I will look for a blazer with not very body fitting, or maybe uh, a particular brand. And this is how the company would come to know about the preferences a person has, and as analyze and assume that every individual doing it, and the data that is being produced and the machine learning from every individual data would automatically sort information and learn about the human patterns on how they work on particular thing and why do they do that, how do they do that, or what would be the next a person might choose to look for. Okay, this is how it helps in marketing and personalizing the thing. And how does it help into fraud detection and prevention? The role of big data in financing is, I have the best example is of a life experience one of my professor had. Though the professor was booking for some travel and for the entire family, and there was a transaction of around more than 1 lakh at an odd timing. Due to the transaction being a hefty amount with odd timing, the bank seized the professor's bank account. So this shows that how the data is analyzed and continuously monitored. The account was seized for the with with a to prevent fraud that might happen, because during odd timing it is not very casual for bank to have a huge transaction. So it would have been a fraud transaction, it would have saved the rest of the amount to be removed from the bank or hacking of an account. So this is how big data helps, or continuous monitoring helps. This minimizes the risk factor, and yeah, this helps. Now, how big data is helpful in healthcare. Patients and predicting analytics. Okay. Today, healthcare uses big data and actually uploads big data. This the best example can be seen in COVID-19 when the country was facing the pandemic. Government used the big data to analyze number of death taking place, number of people getting affected every day in every state, every city, and in the entire country altogether. uh, the number of, or the count of people those are being cured. uh, all this data helped government to take preventive steps or create policies to tackle the situation the country was facing. um, yeah, this is all that is for healthcare. We just one example for the outbreak, healthcare and outbreak for predictions. And yeah, also the same can be done. Say today the government continuously monitors the number of disease or number of fevers being logged or people going to hospital in a day, and they see a certain raise of numbers into fever, and that would drag the government's attention, and maybe the government would find out, or would be easier for the government to locate there is some other disease that has been uh, spreading around, and how the government can tackle it. Big data, transportation, and logistics. How big data is used in transportation and logistics? Well, there are very good examples for it. Uh, Especially, I would say, Google Maps. Today, Google Map, every individual using Google Map to reach from one destination to other, and you would see that Google Map would show you that how a particular way, a particular area or distance is in red, and it would show that it would take you around 22 minutes to cover that area or for this traffic to pass. And it would also show you alternative ways that you can use because the road is being busy at that particular time. How does Google comes to know that this particular road is busy with traffic and this particular area will take, say, a road for 5 minutes is going to take you 22 minutes? How is the tool telling you this? This is because it is extracting data from every individual number of people on traveling on that road. So this is how the data, big data, is altogether put into use and optimized. It enhances the use for the people or the users. How does it helps into supply chains? Because it helps to streamline the logistic. Now I know that this particular area is going to be heavily trafficked at this particular hour. I would make sure that my a supplier would make sure that the particular trucks or the logistic is done at the time which is not a peak hour, or by a road if there's any alternative way to reach that area. This is how it would optimize the supply chain. And traffic management and of smart cities, as I said, the Google Maps helps a person reach or would show you that the road is going to be busy. This is the best way to use, or this time is going to be so and so. Alternative ways to reach. Yeah, this is how traffics are managed. Big datas are helpful in improving the quality of life. It would save you time in you being stuck into 2 or 3 hours of traffic. If I have to travel from Mumbai to Pune and I know the way is going to be uh, busy and the way of 4 hours is going to take me 6 hours, I would prefer to not to go by road, and I would prefer going it by traveling through rail transport, and it would be easier. This is how it makes the life easier and improves life quality of life. Big data used in education, personalized learning experience. uh, okay, personalized experience can be again the same thing. The same logic applies. If I am an aspirant of UPSC and I would look for videos or for a particular subject, there are thousands of and lakhs of people preparing for the same. The There's data already stored with the machine, and they would suggest me accordingly the highest referred professors whose videos uh, are being generally referred to by the students, the reviews that they have. This is how it will help me save my time, and I would go for a particular professor, being the reasons being the highest good reviews that the person has, the success rate a person would have. Just imagine the same happening if I would go for an offline professor. And then it has to be a first-hand experience when I have to learn through the professor and analyze if I am able to understand the concept that he or she is teaching. And it will cost me time, it will cost me money, and which are very much critical into education. We have to be very smart to use, and this is how big data helps us to use and save time and money. Helps into preparation. Students performance analysis also. Okay, this was from a student's point of view. The same can be through a college point of view and an administrative point of view, or say the government can use the data. Students performance can be analyzed by the college or by school by it would keep a track of the students scoring the highest to lowest, keeping the strengths, finding the strength and weaknesses of a student, and would also help the student will also help to know which areas of a student is weak and how it is to be worked upon, or how the student's performance can be improved. Administrative decision making. Well, for colleges or admissions, when they have a combined data of all the students, they would say there's an example of student number of physics being a subject wherein students score the lowest out of all the subjects. The college would come to know how by the data that they have, the tools that they have in place. Now they already know that this is the weakness that a particular set of students are facing. How would they tackle it? They might use visual education to come up with better understanding of the students, or there could be worldwide. Okay, big data would also help the administration to know the few advanced technologies used by the other educational institutions, that is helping students to learn better, perform better, and uh, excel in their careers. So basically, big data is helping to transform industries in every sectors of the industries. It enhances decision making with least expenses, saving time and money for the organization and the people, and also helps a person to understand how what are the challenges and how can they face it.